Marquise going to defense now?
No, just on that play. But
what you're thinking was the ball was in the air for.
He's good at playing the ball in the air, so yeah. I mean, it really shouldn't have come down to that, but I think Eastern Washington deserves a lot of credit. Their team used to winning; they expect to win, and they're also a group that plays really hard. I thought we relaxed in the third quarter, which I thought was disappointing, and. But anytime you get one of these deals where everybody's just a few miles apart, I mean, every time I've done it, they're funny games. You know, everybody thought about going to this school or that school, and everybody went to high school together and stuff like that. So it really accelerates to kind of this, you know, near proximity rivalry, whatever it's called, and the ball bounced that way, and I think there was erratic play, really on both teams a little bit. But the one thing I thought that they did impressively is, you know, they didn't seem to have the ups and downs we did. We have to, what we did well, you know, is more than good enough. We just have to be consistent with it. And right now we're a really up and down team. You know, our splatters of positive plays are real positive. Our inconsistency on all sides of the ball is the negative part. Positive is, you know, a lot of times you win games and there's not, you know, you don't get major contributions from all three sides of the ball. This game we got contributions from all three sides of the ball. Had key plays by special teams, key plays by offense, key plays by defense.
Some pretty big plays called back. Consistency in practice, have you had much of an issue with that as far as?
Well, we haven't gotten any of them called back in practice. Yeah, we've had some of that, and you know, our offensive line's got to be tougher people. You know, I mean, right now they're a little too quick to feel sorry for themselves and let their technique break down, or they get tired, and so now rather than, you know, respond with great technique, you know, we're going to hold, and that'll be addressed tomorrow, and it'll be an experience they won't forget. They'll be talking about it when they're my age.
Were there any Basset Hound cases this time around?
Less, a few. We improved on that, and quite frankly, I think that among because there are a lot of ups and downs in this game, and I thought we improved on it. I thought that was really key to you know, to our winning the game, because as we had the ups and downs, I thought we did a lot better job responding. We still need work. I mean, we're still a little too quick to get discouraged. You know, a little too quick to, you know, think about whether we're going to respond to adversity rather than responding to it. But I thought we improved tremendously.
Did you feel like you were close to kind of taking control a couple times in the second half when you're up 10 and maybe driving? Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. We really were, and we got to be a team that puts them away. And really, both offensively and defensively, we let them off the hook at times, you know, and had them. You know, and just let him off the hook. So.
But before Jeff left the game, did you see an improvement from his play, just being more decisive with his decision making and faster with that? I
thought it was inconsistent. He certainly did some good things, had some good drives, you know, and they do a pretty good job feeding off him. He had some good drives, and then. You know, I think that, and certainly did some good things. And then I thought Connor did a good job moving him too. So.
Any word on the injury to Toole?
We don't have injuries around here, so he's 100%, and I would think he's, if anything, can run a 4.5 now instead of a 4.7.
For you personally, first win as Cougar coach, I mean, are you satisfied with this win?
This isn't really the satisfaction business under any circumstances. I mean, there's always plenty to do. You know, as long as they have film, you'll find all kinds of work on it, you know.
Is Holiday kind of a high-risk, high-reward kind of guy, and how do you manage that approach?
Well, I think to really be a great player, I mean, you know, yeah, it's got to be managed. I mean, the high-reward part's great. The high-risk part's dangerous, you know.
Was it your call to send out the field goal unit for the 59-yard field goal, and what are your impressions of the kick?
Well, I thought it was good. What were your impressions? You've evidently seen a lot more 60-yard field goals than I have, because I haven't seen very many, and I'm not sure this isn't the first one that I've seen live. So.
Did you really think he had a good chance to make that, or was it just kind of a well?
He'd hit it in pregame. He'd hit it in pregame, but even then it's tough because you know it's got to go a long ways and you got to get it up high. And I thought it was good. I thought we protected well and he hit it and kept going and going and going, then it made it. So.
It's always easy to identify the negative things that you want to work on. What are the main positives that you can take away from this win?
I think on all sides of the ball we're explosive. We're explosive on offense, defense, and special teams. And now we have to be consistent. It's not good enough to be explosive and then, you fall flat or you go dormant. Right now we go dormant for too long a period of time, Or the other thing is when teams get really, really good, like if one side of the ball has a drive or makes a stop, the other side responds with something big and powerful. Like, in other words, if you put them in for a touchdown, then that's the time a defense is going to go out and get 3 and out. Okay, and then that's the time you get a return. Then that's the time you follow up with another drive. Those things happening in clusters I think are pretty important, and that's what we need to make happen. And because right now there's not a lot of context to it. There's good plays. Well, this was a good play. That was a good play. Well, but then if they're in piles, then then it's a lot more explosive. So from that standpoint, we're not very synchronized, and so we're playing with one hand tied behind our back a little. But I'm really encouraged by the fact we're capable of it. There's a whole lot of teams out there that aren't even capable of it, and we are. So that part's good.
You guys ran the ball and passed the ball an even number of times. Was that by design, or was that in response to what you saw from their defense?
A little of both, a little of both. Should have ran it better than we did. We had some chances to really get some big yards, and then, we had too many innocent misunderstandings. We got a little too much beaver cleaver going on out there, well, gee, it's an innocent misunderstanding. It could have happened to anybody. No, it happens to us all the time. What the hell's that? I mean, we got to get rid of that stuff. This notion that well, it could have happened to anyone. No, it happened to you. And make sure it doesn't happen to you again, I mean, there's too much of that. They're not innocent. They're not misunderstandings. They're just lapses in focus and tempo. And that's what we have to get better at.
Now, the second week in a row, the offense didn't score in the second half. How do you fix that going forward?
Just keep grinding, Keep grinding. I mean, we almost scored 3 times or more. 4, I guess, if you count that field goal. Yeah, we almost scored 4 times. Well, you got to score all those. It's about as simple as that.
Mike, on your last third down play, were you tempted at all to run to eat clock rather than throw the ball?
Yeah, it was a few seconds. What we should have done, and we had the running back wide open underneath, we should have dumped it to him because we had all kinds of space. So, and that's, that was kind of what we were thinking. So.
You guys will have played on a Thursday, then a Saturday, and now a Friday game. Does the schedule, when you're trying to get guys used to a new coaching staff during the season, does that kind of make it more difficult?
No, I think it's tricky, but we can't allow it to get in the way either. I think it's tricky, but we just have to work through it and respond to it. So.
Anything else for Coach?
First home sellout, opening day, 60 years.
Well, the fans here are incredible. I'd heard this is a great place to play and to coach and all that. No, it's incredible. There's a personality here that doesn't exist at other places. I mean, this is a special place as far as, going out there in that stadium, and that they got a lot of traditions and things laced in there. I think it's incredibly impressive, and I think, it's a place anywhere any player should be proud to play at,
What is that personality?
Well, part of it is it's got a mixture, and I had a tough time taking it all in perfectly because there were times I was wondering if I was in the right space, right place at the right time. When I came to the Cougar, coming out and touching the Cougar, I figured, well, you walk to the locker room. I look back there, and there's nobody behind me. They're still working their way out of the bus, and I don't know if they took a detour and went a different direction or not. But well, then of course the tunnel, the band in the tunnel. I mean, the whole thing's impressive. And And then the other thing is you know, the student section's incredible. They're there way ahead of time. Really an enthusiastic group, and you can tell it'd be a blast to be a student and be there in that student section, which I'm sure some of you experienced, and I'm sure you got a whole bunch of more fascinating stories than mine that some of you may be interested in sharing and some may not be. But I think that's an incredible setting, and just the whole thing. And then of course the you know, the press box looks real impressive. I mean, it's really an impressive place. So, and I can give you more details as it soaks in. I was trying to take it in pretty fast and trying to get first down, so I'm not an expert on it yet. But truly impressive, and more impressive than I'd been led to believe even.